Alright, so we have to make an educational film.
With our majors. I'm a bio major. What are you guys?
I'm a bio major too.
Oh, perfect. Are you a bio major? Because that would be easiest.
Slow down, I'm an English major.
Oh, jeez.
Alright, so the film that we're making has to be, it has to involve, it has to be educational and it has to involve things from both of our subjects now. So, what kinds of things have biology and English?
Could we do something about vaccines? Because those are pretty important.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with English?
I don't know. They're the English major. That's why I'm just spitballing ideas here. Is there anything English related to that?
No, not really. Not vaccines off the bat, no.
Yeah, it would be, I don't know if there'd be any way to get the two to smush together, for lack of a better term.
Okay, so why don't we just start with what's English? Because I don't know anything
English,
that you teach.
it's too far. It's too wide an umbrella. You have to narrow it down. You do analysis, you do grammar.
Let's not do grammar.
Yeah, I don't really think there's any.
We could do writing. There's a lot of English. There's a lot to English.
We could do writing in biology?
Lab reports?
No.
That's not really fun.
You don't want to make an educational video about lab reports. You don't want to do lab reports. But,
Let's see. Disease?
that could be, I mean,
Maybe,
going off of,
yeah.
well, what would that have to do with English?
Zombies.
Elaborate?
Zombies are a genre in media, which is pretty Englishy. There's things to analyze. There's usually rules to genres in media, so I can analyze that. And you guys can do all the science-y, infection-y thing.
We could talk about disease vectors, mention your vaccines on top of that.
Yeah, whatever that is.
We will learn because we're making an educational movie.
We could, I mean, there's a lot of zombie things. We could do something about zombie films.
We could, and
Make
that's
a film about films.
About zombies.
pretty meta. It's meta film. Where's Kristen?
I don't know. I think she's working on the script. There was something with vaccines.
It's a production meeting. She's a producer. Ipso facto, she should be here.
I guess, but all right. So
how are we gonna actually make this movie bio-related? We already made it English related because we're doing the plot and everything, but because there's a lot of bio that doesn't go with zombies.
well, I mean, there's a lot of bio that does, though. If you think about it, we could talk about the nervous system. We could talk about how muscles work and the fact that with most zombies, they really shouldn't work out the way that they do. I mean, what with rigor mortis and everything.
Yeah, that's true. The rigor mortis is the sign of death that's like tensing up the muscles and not being able to walk, right? I think that's what they're in, right?
It's one of the there's got to be, I'm pretty sure there's 6 of them. The 6 signs of death, but rigor mortis is, I can't remember what it's called, but there's these fibers that explain it, how muscles work. But essentially, when you die, around 6 hours after you die, all of your muscles lock up for about 8 to 12 hours.
So if someone gets killed by a zombie and then they turn into a zombie, how does that? How are we gonna explain that?
Most of the time, if somebody got killed by a zombie, by the time that they actually reanimated as a zombie, they shouldn't be able to move.
Yeah, like they should just be stiff, just not being. So, how are we gonna explain this then?
You know what would be really nice? If we had one of those overhead things, like some kind of diagram that explained everything.
The muscle cell runs the length of the entire muscle. The cell is anchored on both ends by a structure called the sarcomere. These connect the muscles in place. Inside the cell, there are two types of fibers, the actin fiber and the myosin fiber. The actin fiber is the thinner of the two, and the myosin is the thicker. A motor neuron is connected to each muscle cell, and this initiates the contraction. The motor neuron is also a part of the central nervous system. As the cell contracts, the myosin heads pull the myosin fiber along the actin fiber. This causes the muscles to shorten for a temporary amount of time.
So that's how muscles work.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. That's all happening inside every single muscle in your body.
The more that you know. We should probably talk about viruses, shouldn't we?
We have to explain it somehow because people won't understand. They'll understand that they got bit, they'll die, turn into a zombie. But that's it.
I mean, it's not just a virus that could hypothetically cause a zombie pandemic. I mean, really, everyone tends to think about the rabies virus as a potential cause because, well, we know about that, we know what it does to the brain, but if you think about it, the most likely suspect for a zombie apocalypse would probably be some kind of prion, like these malformed proteins. One just comes into contact with a cell, perhaps the proteins in your brain, and malforms them just by virtue of contact. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, mad cow disease, but with people. That would probably cause it.
So you want to do, that's how our zombies are going to
Yeah, I
be
guess.
reanimated from corpse to...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what we'll do.